Hey everyone.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to the Book Reread, and we're gonna do a top 5 Wednesday. We've been away for a while on this one.
We have not really had good answers for the last several weeks, but this week is top 5 books to get you out of a reading slump, and we had answers for that.
Good. Top 5 Wednesday is a Goodreads group that's run by Sam at Thoughts on Tomes, and so we will, of course, link her information below. And we ready to get started?
Absolutely.
All right. So, my first thing is not anything specific, but read something small. That's usually my first
Go-to?
My first treatment for a reading slump. Yes, so I'll try and just read something little, though it's not working this time round.
Something to feel accomplished.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My first go-to is, although this is a physical copy, Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, the audiobook version of this is absolutely wonderful, and I highly recommend it. And a good audiobook, I think, is a nice way to ease yourself back into reading. Mm-hmm. You can still connect with the story, but you don't have to, physically read. So, yeah. It's like a gateway.
I have a lot more time to audiobook than to actually sit down and read as well. So. And then another go-to is to reread a manga that I love, and so I actually own this one. This is actually the only manga series I do own. It's Arpeggio of Blue Steel. It's about submarines and battleships and things like that, and that's always entertaining to me. So that is my next go-to for curing a reading slump.
On a similar vein, a good graphic novel or comic book is a good way. Something, that you can finish in an hour or two and feel accomplished is usually a good way, at least for me, to get out of reading slump. And this is Saga, and it's wonderful, by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples.
I will read it one day.
Someday. Yeah.
And then, yes, for me as well, comic books, what I usually do is I get a bunch from the library. Like I have right now, I have a huge stack of them, and at least one or a few of them out of the huge stack I get will be fun for me to read.
Okay, and once I'm finally able to jump into a full-length novel, I like to do a thriller or a suspense novel, something that keeps me on the edge of my seat and interested and invested in the story, and something that keeps me flipping pages. So this is Meg by Steve Alton, and it's about a huge shark trying to eat everyone. And so it really kept me on the edge of my seat.
All right, and then a specific book is Consider Phlebas by Ian M. Banks. This one is so fast-paced, it's so engaging, you just can't put it down, and it's so exciting. Even for how big it is, it's great. You won't want to stop.
So does that one read like an action novel or like an action movie?
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Okay, the next for me is a comfort read, and I chose Divergent by Veronica Roth. And one of the books that I can just flip to the specific chapters that I enjoy, and it gets me reading in small chunks throughout the story, and sometimes that helps to ease me into a longer novel.
And then my last thing that I try is, when in doubt, just read Stevenson. This is an Anthem. This is the most recent one I finished by him, and I spent my whole 20-minute commute home on my last Friday just thinking about this book and how great it is and how just nothing I'm picking up compares to just Stevenson. It's, you just can't go wrong, There's just no way to stop on those ones, and they're so great. You started reading that one on audiobook.
I do appreciate someone who can build such a large world and story, but you do have to give them the page count. Like, they do need 1,000 pages to do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But in the middle of reading it, it doesn't feel like that. It's like Game of Thrones.
Sure. So, yeah, absolutely. And then my last recommendation is fan fiction. It's an easy way to get your word count in. Not necessarily something you can count on Goodreads, but you can fly through pages and stories that way. And that's usually It helps for me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, and those are our top 5 for
Top 5 Wednesday.
things to get you out of a reading slump. All right, go ahead and let us know about your top 5, or give us a comment on our top 5, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.